Marco Rubio went down on his first foreign international trip to Panama. I sat with him last week just as he was about to depart. And he made clear that one of the main reasons, if not the main reason of going down there, was the growing influence of China in the canal. That when we gave the canal to Panama, it was explicit that they would not allow it to fall under the control of another foreign entity, and that it certainly shouldn't be China. And that what they're doing now is they're building all these sort of corporate concerns along the Panama Canal that are owned by the Chinese that could be flipped like that into military strongholds. So we're just not going to have it. And Trump has said, we want this canal back. So Marco Rubio goes down there. Here's what he told me on Thursday, SOT 2.
In reality, if China wanted to obstruct traffic in the Panama Canal, they could. That's a fact. And it's my view that's a violation of the treaty agreement. And that's what President Trump is raising. And we're going to address that topic. It's one of deep concern. That dynamic cannot continue. It is not in the national interest of the United States to have a canal we paid for and we built used as a leverage and a weapon against us. That can't happen. We built this thing. We paid for it. Thousands of people died doing this, Americans. And somehow our naval vessels who go through there and American shipping that goes through there pays rates some cases higher than other countries are paying, or for example, a vessel from China. That's also not acceptable. But we should not be in a position of having to pay more than other countries. In fact, we should be getting a discount or maybe for free because we paid for the thing.
So what we learned today is that the Financial Post is reporting Panama promised free passage to U.S. warships. Rubio saying he was going to demand that. He got it. And on top of that, the Panamanian president says he will not renew the Belt and Road deal with China as we are demanding less influence. That he said their sovereignty is not up for debate. He doesn't want to give us the canal, but he said that they would not renew a 2017 memorandum of understanding to join China's overseas development initiative known as the Belt and Road, suggested that the deal with China could in fact even end early. All good, all great. That's a W for us. But then the big boss weighed in, just in case people were clear, like, that's great, but, and here's what Trump said yesterday, SOT 3.
Secretary of State Rubio is in Panama right now, and we're talking about the Panama Canal. What they've done is terrible. They violated the agreement. They're not allowed to violate the agreement. China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly. But they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back, or something very powerful is going to happen.
Okay, frame it up for us, Rick. What's happening here?
Well, first of all, big win from Secretary of State Marco Rubio for Donald Trump and for the American people. But I think there's a lot more that Secretary Rubio is going to deliver. No one has been better on China than Marco Rubio. He has been clear-eyed about their threat, and he's very concerned of China's rise in Latin America, a region of the world that Marco Rubio knows extremely well. And so it doesn't surprise us that he's going to get these wins. But this is just the beginning for the Western Hemisphere and Marco Rubio and defeating China. He is very clear-eyed on this. President Trump wants us to all work on these issues. And so I think this is only the beginning. China and Russia have infiltrated not only through the Belt and Road Initiative in Eastern Europe, a place that I know well, but through Latin America and Central America. It's a huge concern. We've got to defeat them. It's some of the same issues in Venezuela. And so what we need to be able to recognize is that this is an administration that is going to concentrate on America, what's best for America. We're not working for other countries. We're working for America and Americans. And when we're working around the world, we're trying to make sure that American businesses flourish, Americans are protected. All of these America First doctrines are what we have in mind. And I'm reminded watching Kristi Noem at the border this morning. You see J.D. Vance absolutely going back and figuring out what went wrong in Ohio, Palestine, Ohio. And so you really have a team of people that are focused on America and Americans, and I love it.
The last question, and by the way, speaking of Kristi Noem and Venezuela, The Trump administration also ended the temporary immigration program for hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans. She revoked one of 2 temporary protected status designations for Venezuela. It's by far the biggest of its kind, protecting more than 600,000 migrants from deportation. So no more. We're saying you do not have temporary protected status. You got to go home. Go back to Venezuela. And thanks to Ric Grenell, President Maduro is going to... Yeah, he's going to fly you back home. You're going to go see mom. We continue to face uncertainty when it comes to the economy, with a perfect storm brewing as Social Security and Medicare hit a breaking point, as the largest generation is, of course, hitting retirement. A smaller workforce means a smaller tax base. You pair that with our growing national debt and rising cost of living, and we could have a big problem. So what are you doing right now to protect your family for the future? Gold can be a safe haven in hard economic times, and Birch Gold makes it easy to diversify a portion of your savings into physical gold. Birch Gold will help you transition an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and it does not cost you 1 cent out of pocket. Protect your future today. Text MK to the number 989898 and get your free info kit on gold and a copy of the Ultimate Guide for Gold in the Trump Era with a foreword by Donald Trump Jr. There's no obligation, just information. Birch Gold has earned the trust of countless Americans looking to safeguard their savings and diversify them. Text my initials, MK, to the number 989898 to learn more today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.